I wanted to take the time out and talk about the tragic situation that happened with Oakland rapper Tan the God and what we can learn from what transpired with her. Unfortunately, a local rapper by the name of Tan the God lost her life, if I'm not mistaken, Saturday, while basically making an appearance for a grand opening for a beauty supply store on 40th and Telegraph, that is in the North Oakland area. For those who don't know, I am born and raised in Oakland, California. I don't live in Oakland anymore, but everybody knows that is my hometown. I wear Oakland on my sleeve everywhere I go. You could take me out of Oakland, but you can't take the Oakland out of me. But this is just a new generation that we have now, where you're starting to see a shift, where you got women acting more masculine and more men acting more feminine, and that is by design. Now, unfortunately for Tan the God, this was a situation that I think could have been avoided. I think when you try to capitalize off a situation that happened with you and try to profit off of it, you have to understand that you are kind of bringing trouble your way. Now, according to reports, Tan the God said that she was being abused by this dude, whoever he was. He was physically abusive to her, and that's unfortunate if that was the case. Now, according to reports, that she ended up having to delete him. Now, she did a stint, a suspended sentence. She did some time, which to me, if it was self defense, I don't know why she did any time. But then again, that's the judicial system in California. They seem to punish the innocent more than they punish criminals, because California is a scheming state where they just will do anything to get you on paperwork, and particularly if you are black. But nevertheless, um, she appeared to have made a string of songs talking about the situation. She got on social media bragging about the situation. Now, here's the thing: what she failed to realize, the same way she got people that care about her, whoever this person was, got people that care about him. They're not gonna care whether he was doing something to you. At the end of the day, he's one of their loved ones and he's not here. And then they're looking at the situation like he's not here to defend himself. But at the end of the day, it comes across as like you're taunting, and you're you're taunting, and basically you're trying to capitalize off the situation, which it appears that she did. She made albums and songs talking about the situation where she should have just kept a low profile. And I'm pretty sure probably the people of the person that she allegedly deleted, they were pissed. And let's just keep it 100. She was the intended target. No ifs, ands, and buts about it. It wasn't wrong place at the right time. It was right person who they were looking for. Now, according to the reports, that somebody else was shot and lost their life. And it appears three people were shot, and two of the people lost their life, including Tan the God. But one thing you don't do, you don't sit up here antagonizing, boasting, and bragging about the situation. Nobody's going to care about what's supposed to have happened. As far as they go, you took their loved one, and they may want some get back. Now, from my knowledge, the police haven't made any arrest. And at the end of the day, you have to understand when it comes to these situations, the police are not going to go out of their way. If they happen to stumble upon something, then they will do their job. But this is not going to be something where we vow to find out who did this and all this kind of stuff. Oakland is undermanned. When I say Oakland is like Babylon, Oakland is almost a few steps away from becoming a full-fledged purge city. I mean, if you came to Oakland now, you would just be in shock. And the Oakland that I'm seeing now isn't the Oakland that I grew up in. It's just totally different. Like, it's becoming like a wasteland, and that's just real talk. One thing Tan the God made, you shouldn't have been making songs even talking about the situation. You should have kept a low profile. And to a certain degree, maybe you should have moved out of Oakland. And then here's the thing. The day that she passed, she was telling people, come to this particular beauty shop, pull up, and all this type of stuff. Well, apparently somebody did pull up, and they pulled her out of, they pulled her soul out of her body. They pulled her off of this planet. And that's unfortunate. But this is the new generation. People want to brag about, instead of, in my day, when you did something, you didn't even talk about it. If you was with people or you did it, acted on your own, you did your dirt by your lonely, you never spoke to anybody about it. But now you look on the internet, you got allegedly the dude that took out Pop Smoke sitting up doing interviews with that piece of shit Adam 22. Then you got the person that allegedly took out Fulio is going on social media. I can tell you the internet is the internet is getting people caught up. Yeah, I'm just real sad about what then became of my city. I'm real sad. I'm disappointed. Parts of the city is just straight up abandoned. I was saddened when I, was driving through the city, riding through Bart, looking at, the overpath in West Oakland, seeing a whole section of homeless people. And all this happened under the Biden age. All this happened under the Biden reign. This is why people don't trust Biden. This is why people want Biden out of office. This is why Biden has completely fell out of favor, and the Demodummies have completely fell out of favor within particularly the Black community, and why they have completely lost the Black vote. Either Black people are going to vote for Trump or they're not going to vote at all. It's going to be very few. And based off what happened this past Saturday, Trump may win by a landslide. He may have a landslide victory. But it is what it is. But Tan to God, that's just wasn't smart. The album cover, you have to understand, whoever his people was, that probably triggered them, literally and figuratively. You have to understand, that dude had people. And I'm gonna go this route. It remains a mystery of what happened with Fat Tone and him allegedly being tied to what happened with Mac Dre. But at the end of the day, Fat Tone brought that on himself. Whether he did it or not, Fat Tone was trying to capitalize off of it. Fat Tone made at least two songs insinuating that he had something to do with what happened to Mac Dre. He made one song called "I'ma Get You," and he described what happened to Mac Dre. Then he made another song called "I Killed the Thiz Man." Okay, well, guess what happened? The Mac minister got a hold of your ass and got a hold of your ass in Las Vegas. And no disrespect to my people in Kansas City, and I'm just on some real on some real street level stuff. That was dumb. That wasn't smart. It's like you taunting and antagonizing people. Now they took that song off of YouTube. They took it off of YouTube. You can't find that song anywhere. But come on, man, you made a song called "I Killed the Thiz Man," dude. What the hell? Right on. Like, come on, man. Come on. I killed the Thiz Man. Then I'ma get you. So whether Fat Tone did it or not, he brought that to him. He brought it on himself, and he brought it to himself. You don't play like that. Mac Dre was beloved in the Bay Area. From, you know what I'm saying? From San Jose to Sacramento to Reno. And then to a certain degree, you made it look like, well, you put it, you know, at the end of the day, you challenged. You kind of like challenged the Bay Area. You kind of acted like you wanted it, so you ended up getting it. And that's unfortunate what happened with Tan the God. You can't be going around making songs talking about you did this. You can't be getting on social media bragging about how you did this and how it went down. And this is what I'm saying. I am really worried about the direction where Black women and Black men are going. We are switching roles, and it's dangerous. You getting women being more violent than men. You got men being more soft than women. Now, as far as sexuality go, that's another discussion for another day. But what I'm saying is, you got women walking around calling each other bro and all that. First of all, you ain't no bro. You're not a dude. You are a woman. I don't understand this new generation girls calling each other bro. You ain't no fucking bro. You are a female. You're not a stud. How you calling yourself a heterosexual woman, but you referring to each other as bro? I don't understand this dialogue of this new generation. They just so ass backwards. There was an old saying back in the day, killers don't talk, they get older. And what they mean by that, killers don't talk about what they do. But now, this new generation, they talk about it. They brag about it. They want people to know it was them. Which makes absolutely no sense. Appreciate that. That makes absolutely no sense. These people like actually be talking about the stuff that they be doing. I seen one dude a few years ago. This dude was in an actual shootout and he was filming it. Dude, you need to be trying to save your life. I don't blame you. And you don't think where I'm from that did happen? Man, I'll put it to you this way. What Cardi B said that she was gonna do to dudes, or what she somebody tried to do that to me. I had a girl tried to set me up twice to get robbed. You know, so I know. I was born and raised in Oakland. I'm from the Dubs. I lived all over Oakland. I lived in the West. I lived in the Acorns. I lived in East Oakland. I lived in deep East Oakland. Like, I'm really Bay Area bred, Oakland born, Oakland raised. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Man, them women in Chicago, them women in Chicago, they something else. They don't have no. When you see them, they don't have no. I done met women from Chicago. They don't have no sexiness to them. They don't have no sexiness to them. I'm just keeping it 100. I know some women from Chicago gonna be mad. Oh well, sue me. Whatever. You know, it's a couple of them on YouTube that prove my point. Walking around looking like niggas and stuff, got tattoos all on they, got more tattoos. That's another thing that's what I'm saying by we going backwards. You got women walking around with more tattoos than men. I don't want to see no woman walking around with no tattoo on her neck. Look like she like I mean for real. Look like that's what I'm saying. Women got tattoos on their neck, tattoos on their cheek. All I mean, come on, that's just not hot. Ain't that like all on your arm and stuff? I'm just not into that stuff. I mean, it's okay to have one or two tattoos, one on your shoulder, but damn, when you got tattoos all on your back, all on your hands and stuff, like damn, like you showing me that you really don't value your body. I don't have one tattoo. Never had the desire to get one. I don't have no tattoos. Not one. Not one tattoo. Never wanted one. Never had the desire to get one. But I'm just saying, this is what I'm talking about. This is the changing of the guards now, and not in a good way. I lived everywhere. I lived in the Acorns. I lived in the Acorns. I lived in I lived in the Dubs. I lived in deep East Oakland. I lived in East Oakland. I'm like I said, I'm from Oakland. Real talk. And people who seen my face know for sure I'm from Oakland. I am not. I'm just well, I'm gonna do a whole video about that. I'm really gonna talk about that too, about another reason why, like, and it's not just black women, it's just women in general. If only these women knew how tacky they looked. I think that's just this very I just think that's just very unattractive to see a woman that got tattoos everywhere. Do you ever think about how that's gonna look when you get around 50, 60? How bad that's gonna look, how goofy that's gonna look. I mean, but nah, but that's what I'm saying. That just showing you the direction we going, and it's not, and it's not, and it's not good. And a lot of these people out here, this is what hip hop has done us. This is what television has done us. This is the brainwashing. This is what we mean by people being plants and stuff. Look how the you know what I'm saying? Where women don't want to have no accountability. I mean, Tan to God, if she was like, and you know, Tan to God old enough to be my daughter, I would have been like, what are you doing? If I mean, did she not have a father in her life? Like, or a mother? What are you doing? I would have been like, you making songs talking about this shit? What are you doing? Let it die down. I'm um I'm 49. I'm 49. I'll be 50 in September. At the end of September. 27 years old. Like, who did she have around her? And then that's the problem. You have people that egg on this stuff. That you got people that embrace this type of stuff. Just like you got people that embrace and get off watching these clowns on the internet that be going around pranking people and stuff. That think that type of behavior is cool at the expense of trying to humiliate people. And it was one that almost met his maker. That's just me. I didn't hang around dudes like that talk like that. I didn't hang around dudes that was the loudmouth dude. Yeah, he might have had a strap on him, but he was looking for trouble. He wanted a reason. Nah, man, I don't look for reasons. Niggas like that, I didn't hang around dudes like that. And if I did, I stopped hanging around dudes like that because they either would get me in a situation or get themselves in a situation. And then I may be the one that suffer the consequences. I may be the one that end up on a t-shirt and they the ones that's sitting up there talking about RIP, but you the one that started all the shit. When I first heard about the 10 to God situation, when they was describing how it went down, I already knew she was the intended target. You know these kind of things. You know these kind of things when you didn't been around certain type of people, when you didn't live this type of lifestyle, or you knew people that was into that type of lifestyle. When they first broke down how it happened, and then as you started to dive deeper into the situation, what led into her being shot, when you found out she was making all these songs antagonizing and taunting, and technically she was antagonizing and taunting the person's people. And that's all I'm saying. I was listening to some of her songs. She had at least 3 or 4 songs where she was talking about, she had an album. Go look at her album cover. You have to understand something. If that's my loved one, yeah, he may have been doing her wrong, but I'm not thinking about that. I'm thinking about she took him out. And then she bragging about it. So now it looked like she may not be a victim after all. Keep in mind, these type of situations, I have to say this, these so-called domestic violence situations, a lot of times the woman be the aggressor. This day and age, a lot of times the woman be the antagonizer. We could sit up here and talk that crap about it's never an excuse to hit a woman and all. Anybody that says that, they are full of it. Okay? Because every situation is different. Now, should you just slap somebody? Should you fight somebody just because they don't cook? You know what I'm saying? They overcook dinner. They don't make dinner. No, absolutely not. But what do you do when you got somebody getting up in your face and you telling them to leave? Get out your face. What do you do then? What do you do when you got a woman that's constantly attacking you, punching you? Doesn't matter at that time. Here's the thing. You're not looking, and let's just keep it 100. If you got somebody hitting you, punching you in the face and all that kind of stuff, some woman, whether you like it or not, if somebody hits you with a ball fist, keep in mind, if a 120-pound woman hits you with a ball fist in the face, you telling me it's not going to hurt? And let's just keep it real. You're not thinking about gender. You're not thinking about that at the time. You're thinking about defending yourself. It's a difference between attacking somebody and defending yourself. So when I hear that stuff about, oh, there's never an excuse to hit a woman, that is complete cap. Always have been cap. That doesn't make any type of sense at all. So if I get into an argument with my wife and I'm trying to be cool and she started charging at me with a knife, I'm not supposed to defend. I'm supposed to let her sit up there and stick a knife in my chest and take me out. So if my woman is constantly throwing punches at me, hit me, I'm not supposed to try to restrain her. See, it's a difference between you being an abuser and then defending yourself. So when I hear women say that crap, they already showing me that they full of it. They already showing me they full of it. And when I hear a man say that, they full of it too. You just sound like a destitute Captain Saberhold nigga that just trying to get some pussy. You just sound like you know what I'm saying, a more unsophisticated version of Dr. Umar Johnson. You know, just telling the truth. I mean, I'm not. I mean, I'm just keeping it. I'm just keeping it 100. But I went and listened to this young lady's songs. I'm listening to all the the videos getting made about her. I'm doing my own research. Like I said, I was able to find at least 3 songs. I was able to find I guess Instagram videos or X what is X videos. I guess it might have been Twitter at the time of her bragging about it. Saying pop, pop, pop. I'm like lady. Now it comes across as you wasn't trying to defend yourself. Now it comes across, it's coming across as it was premeditated. It comes across that you know what I'm saying? You know, that you talking like you a gangster. One thing you don't do, you don't antagonize anybody. You don't antagonize people's family members. So I was thinking to myself, okay, I'm saying, okay, she kind of and listen, I'm gonna say this again. My heart goes out to the family of Tan, the guy, but at the end of the day, on some real talk, she was asking for it. She act like she wanted it, and she got it. She should have maintained quiet about it. She should have been saying, if she shouldn't even have made one iota, she shouldn't have made one bar about what happened. Now for real, but you constantly making these, yeah, I did it, yeah, so what? Pop, pop, pop. Then, like I said, that album cover, whoo, that album cover, Smoking on a Pack, where she's sitting up with a dude's like head missing and smoke coming out. Like, man, come on, man. Just imagine that's your son that she didn't did this to. Imagine that's your brother. Imagine that's your cousin. Imagine that's your homeboy. And you keep constantly talking about it. People gonna be like, okay, cool. Okay, enough is enough. It's time to come see her. This is gonna be the realest talk that y'all gonna get. If you really from the town, you already know she was asking for it. And don't get mad at me. I'm just telling you the truth. I mean this in no disrespect to the family and the people at Tan, the guy, but it is what it is, and it got to be said. She was asking for it. She was asking for it, and she ended up getting it. It's an old saying, don't start none, don't be none. Let it be. You know, let it be. But this is the new generation now. They love trying to capitalize off a tragedy or something, or trying to capitalize off dirt, it's called dirt for a reason. You know why they call it dirt? You know where dirt belongs? On the ground. What do you use to bury somebody when you put them in the grave? Dirt. What do you use for plants? The water, and plants. How do you grow trees? You put them in the ground. You cover them and you cover it in dirt. That's why it's called doing dirt, because you're supposed to bury it and keep it in the ground. But now people have this look at me mentality. Back in the day, snitching was unforgivable. It was a no-no. But now people think snitching is cool. Now, I want to explain something. I want to explain the difference between being a snitch and being a law-abiding citizen. On some street shit. Snitching in the streets is like when you get caught, you tell on everybody to save your ass. Okay? Or if something don't go your way, you take everybody down with you. What Jose Canseco did, that was snitching. He broke the code. When he couldn't get another job in Major League Baseball, he took everybody down with him. He snitched on everybody. That's being a snitch. Now, it as far as criminal go, no, he didn't do nothing criminal. But as far as morals go, yeah, he snitched. And people get this stuff misconstrued, just like people sit up there and say Bun B snitched about something that happened at his house. Nah, he didn't snitch. Well, like I said, killers don't talk, they get older. You know, if somebody break into your house and they steal your stuff, yeah, of course you're supposed to call the police. It's not snitching. It's not snitching. Okay? It's not snitching. You know, they trying to say Gunner ain't really, Gunner a rat. Gunner is a rat. Gunner's a snitch. You can't, he's a rat. But he capitalizing off of it. Of course, Rat Boy, aka Rainbow, he's a snitch. So I'm clearing up the difference. If you ain't tied to no street shit, you a law-abiding citizen. I mean, it is what it is. I'm talking, if you in some street stuff, it is a code of the streets. If you go down, you do your time like a man. You don't take nobody down with you. What Rainbow Bright did, that was snitching. All that stuff about he is civilian, we all civilians. But then you had clowns like Whack 100 trying to capitalize off of that. Like Whack 100, a whole clown, just like Whack 100, sitting up here speaking on that situation with Cameron, Jay Prince, and Mace. At the end of the day, to keep it 100, keep it funky, Whack 100 been running from Jay Diggs for like for a minute now. Jay Diggs did called about for the fade. Whack 100 keep talking about he don't know who Jay Diggs is, but you made a video talking about FJD's mama and all that kind of stuff. Man, been running from Jay Diggs forever. And he also was kind of shook by the dude from New York who doing it, who doing some time. I forgot what the dude's name is. He was shook by that dude. So I'm just saying. So it's a difference. It's a difference between being a law-abiding citizen and all that kind of stuff. We all civilians. Now that sounds stupid as hell. We're all civilians, okay? Especially if you, you know, especially if you live in the United States. So it is a difference, you know. Now you can insinuate snitching at the job and all that kind of stuff. That word is used a little too loosely, you know. When people say, "Oh, you snitching," you see somebody break, like, you know. I remember Cameron was under fire for saying if he saw somebody break into somebody's house, he wouldn't say nothing. That don't make no kind of sense. That's not snitching. That's not snitching. You protecting your neighbors, you protecting your neighborhood. I'm talking about if you on some street stuff, you moving stuff in the streets, you doing dirt and all that stuff, you get popped by the police and you cut a deal to save your ass. And you snitch on all your homeboys. Tell on all your homeboys. Or like you get caught slipping. You get caught slipping, you in the streets, and you know the ops lay you down and say, "Hey man, where this guy at? Where that dude at? Where the stash at?" Okay, you took an oath. Either you know what I'm saying. If you tell them where the stuff is and tell them where the dudes is, that's telling. You breaking the code. You know what you signed up for. They used to tell you it's only two ways out of it. Either, you know what I'm saying, through jail or the morgue. But at the end of the day, you know, you can just, you know, exit and bow out. But like I said before, it's a difference. But getting back to the young lady, that just wasn't wise. That was not, when I say that couldn't have been any more not wise, because I'm not going to use derogatory terminology because, like I said, I'm pretty sure she got people that's mourning her passing. So I'm not going to say, you know, call her out her name, but that just, she does not, she just didn't use good judgment. And she should have had people telling her, I don't think it's a good idea to make these songs. But you got people endorsing, embracing her, bigging her up, you know, making it look like what she doing is the it thing to do, and it backfired terribly. And now she isn't here anymore, and it's very sad to hear about an unfortunate situation. And I think to a certain degree, it could have been prevented. Now, from what I was told, Mr. Fab, he was supposed to be making an appearance. He was booked to be there, and he said God told him not to go, and he didn't go. Okay, well, that's a learning curve for Mr. Fab. I just got to say this on the side note. I'm glad Mr. Fab is okay, but Mr. Fab, that's one dude I just am not a fan of his. I don't like his music. I don't like his clothes. That's one dude I will never spend money with. He won't. Mr. Fab won't ever get a cent from me. Well, why you? How do you think? Listen, man. Listen. Why? Ask yourself this. Ask yourself this. The way Whack 100 talk, he's aligned with somebody. He's aligned with somebody. Why you think he gets so mad when people say call him a police dude? I'm pretty sure Whack got an undercover badge or something. I'm pretty sure Whack worked with the boys. Keep in mind, agencies and feds and police, sometimes they have people like in the midst of things. Listen, dude. I'm not finna listen. I already said I'm not finna go into no eulogy and no monologue why I don't like Mr. Fab. I don't care for the dude, and that's it. I'm not finna, I'm just keeping it 100. If you a fan of Mr. Fab and all this kind of stuff, that's on you. Okay, I'm not finna go into it. I'm just saying I'm not a fan of Mr. Fab, I would never spend money with that dude. He will never get a cent from me. You know. So if you a fan of Mr. Fab and you call yourself trying to check me on behalf of Mr. Fab, you wasting your time. So just I ain't talking about the dude. I'm just keeping it 100. That's it. That's all. I'm taking the same stance that Cameron said. I'm just saying, listen, that's all. But I'm glad Mr. Fab is okay. I'm glad the brother is okay. I'm glad. I'm just not a fan of his. That's it. That's it. That's all. I just don't rock with him. I have my reasons. If me and him ever meet face to face, that's something that me and him would discuss. But at the end of the day, I ain't coming on here to bash the dude. Yeah, I'm not bashing the dude. I'm not bashing the dude, but I'm just like, it's gonna always be people you just don't rock with. You have the right to like and dislike who you want. But that's it though. That's it. But like I said before, I'm really sad. It just saddens me what happened to that young lady, but you just have to keep it. You just have to keep it. You just have to keep it 100. You have to keep it real, not trill. That that young lady did, like I said, sometimes you have to save people from themselves. If I'd heard that song, I would have said, I don't think it's a good idea. I don't think you should release this song. I don't think you should make no songs talking about this, because keep in mind, he got people, and it's just gonna come across as you antagonizing the situation. Instead of this being a tragedy, instead of you looking like a victim, you looking more like a villain. Where in a situation, where you come off as a victim, now you come across looking like and people can do that. They can one minute become a victim, and then the next minute they come across as a villain. So it got to the point to where people was feeling sorry for her, to where people was shaking their head like, okay, if people, like I said, if people really cared about her, if those girls were her real friends, they would have said, listen, I don't think it's a good idea to make no song talking about this situation. I don't think that's wise. I think we should just move on from the situation, because I heard some other songs. This girl actually had talent. She actually had talent. Even though I think this new generation, and shout out to the great Marvelous, from Sacramento. Shout out to Marvelous. That was one of the, well, I'm not gonna say one of, but it's not like Marvelous is gone. Marvelous, uh, she is, like I said, she is an all-time great MC, female MC, if that's what you want to call it. I was a big fan of Marvelous, but even Marvelous went in on this new generation of female rap. She don't like the female, is listening to this over sexualized stuff, this horrorism that's presented. And that's why people went off on what they saw a couple of weeks ago at the Soul Train Awards, where these women were acting like they came straight off the host stroll. These women now don't want to leave nothing to the imagination. If they don't show their body, they like to show their ass. And what I mean by show their ass, just, show out. Sometimes you could be the finest woman in the world, you had the best body in the world, but as soon as you open your mouth, you can kill the whole vibe. You can kill the whole. I remember like about a month ago. I don't know if this girl was trying to get at me, but I guess she was. She said the most dumbest thing. I told Goodfellas Sports about this. This girl said this must have been the most horrible pickup line that I ever heard in my life. All she had to do was just keep it simple, introduce herself, and we could have took it from there. But she, she walks up to me and tell me I look like a serial killer. Cause I wasn't smiling. I don't be smiling and stuff. And I looked at her like she was crazy. I was like, excuse me? Oh no, I didn't mean like, and I just walked away. So then she saw me again and she said, no, it came across the wrong way. I was just trying to make conversation with you. I was just joking. I was like, lady, stop. It's a done deal. I'm not interested at all. Please leave me alone. And she was with somebody and you heard the other girl smirking because like I just I couldn't even believe she said that to me. That might have been the worst pickup line I ever heard. And what the fuck do a serial killer look like? Why, you didn't date it some? Like what? But I'm just saying. I'm just saying this is the times we living in. That had to be the worst pickup line that I ever heard in my life. Oh, she said the EBT awards. I'm glad that black women are starting to call the sexy reds and I mean sexy red don't bring nothing to the table. And this is another reason why I question dudes like LeBron James. LeBron James had her on that show, The Shop. When I say sexy red is the most uninteresting person I've ever seen in my life. She has no talent whatsoever. She can't rap. Cause I know that other song she had where she basically howling sounding like a werewolf. That song is trash. I'm sorry, I'm spoiled. I come from the days of MC Light, Queen Latifah, Yo Yo, women that actually rapped, had substance to their rap, actually was, spitting real rhymes. And I'm just glad people starting to call the Suki Hanas out and the sexy reds and the city girls out. All they talk about is selling pussy and trying to and Cardi B, she the worst of the worst. Like I said, this new generation is going to hell in a handbasket. And I understand what Lord Jamar was saying by she might be a plant. I mean, just looking at them women at the BET Awards, it was just to the point you just was like horrified. If that was my daughter, I wouldn't claim her. I was just horrified watching. Oh yeah, shout out to the conscious daughters, of course. I'm just riding, siding, take a little trip. See him, yes. Funky Expedition. Shout out to the conscious daughters. One of them ain't here no more, unfortunately. Yeah, I'm spoiled. I'm spoiled, man. I'm spoiled. The female artists back in my day, they actually rapped and they made songs with substance. Like I said, I mean, Moni in the middle. I'm just spoiled. Like I said, the 90s was the golden era of hip hop. You know, these female artists now, you just be like, if you listen to these man, what heterosexual male would be bumping Nicki Minaj? Now I ain't gonna lie, I did like that song by Glorilla. Cause that was a co-ed song. But these women now, you can't even listen to none of these female artists now. I'm sorry. Mia X was solid too. I met Mia X too. I met her before too. I met Mia X at that gas station on High Street. High Street and Foothill across the street from Fremont High. Oh yeah, shout out to the late great boss. Like, but and unfortunately, once again, Tan the God, she come from that era. And it ain't just the female, so don't come on here and talk about why you hating on the female. Why you hating on the female? No, because the male rappers I can make a case they may be worse. You got dudes like Little Uzi Vert and talking about like in Little Yachty, like these sissy ass like rappers. Like, man, come on, man, come on. Talking about they got lines of nail polish and all that. I'm like, what? Like, man, come on, man. Come on, man. What are we doing here? Like, what are we doing? Like, what? Like, what? But I'm gonna say this again. Before I wrap this video up, I'm glad that y'all came here because we really have to start talking about this stuff. We got to start having these conversations. We got to start the brothers and the sisters. We got to start having these panels. We got to start talking, and we got to figure out how we can fix this stuff, because they are screwing our young black men and our young black women up as a whole. This new generation of black men need help, and this new generation of black women need help. You know, enough of the finger pointing. I don't like the direction black men are going, and I don't like the direction black women are going. The roles are reversing. Why you think they making these skits with women walking up? Women are literally walking up to men saying, "Yo, what's up?" Huh? Where's the feminism? It like what? Like, for real? I don't want no woman that's more masculine than me. Sorry, it's not a good look. And it's getting to the point to where I may have a 3 tattoo limit. If you got more than 3 tattoos, and depending on where they are, I don't know, you might be eliminated. I think it's weird when a dude have hella tattoos. So just don't think that I'm just piling on the ladies and stuff. Listen, it's cool to have 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 at the most. But damn, when you got tattoos on your knuckles and you on your eyelids, your ears, and all that kind of, that looks stupid. All on your chest, your neck. You know what I'm saying? Your pelvis, your butt cheek. You like, why do you have? Here's the thing. Why do you have a tattoo on your foot? Like, why? For what? I'm serious. Oh, you talk about them women that be having razor blades in their mouth and stuff? Yeah, I don't think so. That's all I'm gonna say is not today. I don't think so. Philly women is rough around the edges too. You know, Philly women is rough around the edges too, but you know, you can, I'm not gonna say tame them like they some kind of animal or stuff, but you can you know, you can simmer them down. I'm not gonna say tame them. I don't want to use that type of terminology, but Philly women, they can be real aggressive, so yeah, I get it. But anyway, you guys, appreciate y'all being here. It's your boy Town. I'm out.